Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Think about that for a second. You're not just doing things. With every choice you make, you're constantly shaping your identity. Here's the problem, though. Most people focus on what they want to achieve instead of who they wish to become. And that's why their habits never stick. Because you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. This episode is presented to you in the form of an audiobook. Today, we're summarizing Atomic Habits by James Clear, a groundbreaking book on building good habits and breaking bad ones. James Clear is a writer and speaker focused on habits, decision-making, and continuous improvement. His work has been featured in the New York Times, Time Magazine, and Entrepreneur. Atomic Habits has sold over 15 million copies worldwide and has been translated into more than 50 languages. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a practical guide based on the science of behavior change. Clear's message is simple but powerful. Small habits, over time, create remarkable results. And today, we're going to explore exactly how that works. Main thesis: small changes, remarkable results. Clear starts the book with a striking truth. If you get just 1% better every day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the end of it. Not 365% better, 37 times better. This is the power of compounding, but applied to habits. Most people look for big changes, radical transformations, overnight success stories. But here's the truth. Big results come from small habits. Clear calls these atomic habits. Atomic means both tiny and powerful, like an atom. Small, but containing tremendous energy. Small habits have the power to transform your life. But here's the problem. The effects of habits don't show up immediately. You go to the gym for the first week, you look in the mirror, no change. You eat healthy for the first month, you step on the scale, almost the same weight, and you quit. Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. Your efforts aren't wasted, they're accumulating, but you can't see the effect yet because you haven't crossed a critical threshold. Think of an ice cube. Room temperature is -5 degrees Celsius. You start heating it, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, nothing happens. Still ice. But then, the moment it hits 1 degree, it starts to melt. Habits work the same way. Results are delayed. But that doesn't mean they're not working. Section 1. Systems, not goals. Here's what most people get wrong. They get stuck on goals. I want to lose 10 kilograms. I want to write a book. I want to run a marathon. But Clear explains that goals are about results. Systems are about the process. And here's the problem. Focusing on goals creates short-term change. Focusing on systems creates lasting change. Think about it. At the Olympics, every athlete has the same goal: to win the gold medal. But only one wins. So what's the difference? Not the goal, the system. The winning athlete has a system for getting slightly better every day, a training routine, a nutrition plan, a recovery strategy. These aren't goals, they're systems. Clear says, your goal is your desired outcome. Your system is the collection of daily habits that will get you there. Goals give you direction, but systems make progress. If you only set goals, your motivation disappears when you reach them. But if you build systems, you keep improving. Section 2. Identity-based habits. According to Clear, there are 3 levels of habit change. Level 1, changing your outcomes. This is about what you achieve: losing weight, making money, publishing a book. Level 2, changing your processes. This is about what you do: starting a new habit, adopting a new routine. Level 3, changing your identity. This is about what you believe, your worldview, your self-image, your priorities. Most people start at level 1. They want a result. Then they work backwards. But Clear says this is wrong. The most effective way is to start with your identity. Here's the difference. Outcome-based. I want to run a marathon. Identity-based. I am a runner. Outcome-based. I want to quit smoking. Identity-based. I am a non-smoker. See the difference? In the first one, you're trying to force yourself. In the second, you already believe you're that kind of person. And here's the magic. It's very hard to sustain behaviors that don't align with your identity. If you see yourself as a runner, getting up for a morning jog isn't a struggle. It's just what runners do. So how do you change your identity? Clear says, through small wins. Every action you take is a vote. Evidence for your new identity. You go to the gym once. That's a vote for I am someone who exercises. You eat one healthy meal. That's a vote for I am someone who values health. Over time, these votes accumulate, and a new identity emerges. Section 3, the 4 Laws of Behavior Change. Clear offers a simple framework for understanding how habits work. The habit loop. Every habit consists of 4 steps. 1. Cue, the trigger that initiates the behavior. 2. Craving, the motivational force behind every habit. 3. Response, the actual habit you perform. 4. Reward, the benefit you gain from doing the habit. For example, cue, your phone buzzes. Craving, you wonder who texted you. Response, you check your phone. Reward, your curiosity is satisfied. This loop operates in every habit you have, good ones and bad ones. And Clear provides 4 laws to build habits and or break them using this loop. And Law 1, make it obvious. If you want to build a good habit, make the cue obvious. Most people fail to stick to habits because they forget to do them. Clear solution, implementation intention. It's a simple formula. I will behavior at time in location. Example, I will do 20 minutes of yoga at 7 a.m. in my living room on Monday. Be specific, be clear. Your brain hates vagueness, but clarity makes action easier. Another strategy, habit stacking, use an existing habit to trigger a new one. Formula, after current habit, I will new habit. Example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will write down my daily goals. After dinner, I will meditate for 10 minutes. This links the new habit to an established routine and makes it easier to follow through. To break a bad habit, make the cue invisible. If you check your phone too much, put it in another room. If you eat junk food, remove it from your pantry. Your environment shapes your behavior. Remove the cue and the habit fades. Law 2. Make it attractive. People do what is attractive. Clear explains that your brain is motivated by dopamine, and dopamine is released not just from the reward, but from the anticipation of the reward. That's why social media is so addictive. The constant anticipation of something new, the constant dopamine hit. So how do you make a good habit attractive? Clear strategy. Temptation bundling pair something you want to do with something you need to do. Formula. After habit I need, I will habit I want. Example. After I read 10 pages, I will watch 1 episode of my favorite show. After I run for 30 minutes, I will make a smoothie. This links the habit to a reward, and the brain loves that. To break a bad habit, make it unattractive. For example, if you smoke, look at images of lung cancer. If you eat fast food, research the chemicals inside. Your brain is designed to avoid pain. Highlight the pain, and the habit weakens. Law 3. Make it easy. Clear says, the best habit is the one you start. Most people wait for perfection. The perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect motivation. But perfection kills action. Instead, do the smallest possible version. Clear calls this the 2-minute rule. Reduce every habit to a version that takes less than 2 minutes. Read every day. Read 1 page every day. Do yoga. Unroll the yoga mat. Eat healthy. Eat 1 vegetable. The goal seems almost silly, but it's effective because once you start, continuing is easy. You open the book, you read 1 page, and suddenly you've read 5 pages. You unroll the yoga mat, you do 1 stretch, and suddenly you've done 10 minutes of yoga. Starting is the hardest part. The 2-minute rule makes starting easy. To break a bad habit, make it difficult. Phone addiction? Put a password on your screen lock. Delete apps. Clear says, add friction. The harder it is, the less you'll do it. Law 4. Make it satisfying. People repeat what is rewarding. Clear explains that the brain craves immediate satisfaction, not delayed rewards. Here's the problem. Most good habits aren't immediately satisfying. You go to the gym, you get tired, you feel sore, you don't see immediate benefits. You eat healthy. It doesn't taste as good as a burger, but in the long run, huge benefits. So how do you create immediate satisfaction? Clear strategy. Habit tracking. Get a calendar. Every day you do your habit, mark an X. After a few days, you'll have a chain, and you won't want to break that chain. This simple technique provides immediate visual reward. The brain loves that. Clear says, don't measure progress, just make it visible. To break a bad habit, make it painful. Get an accountability partner. Every time you do it, pay them money. Create pain. The brain avoids pain. Use that. Section 4. Environment design. And according to Clear, your environment shapes your habits. People usually rely on willpower, but willpower is a limited resource. Environment, however, is always there. If there's junk food on your desk, you'll eat it, no matter how strong your willpower. But if there's a book on your desk, you'll read it. Clear says, design your environment to match your habits. For good habits, if you want to exercise, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthy, fill your kitchen with healthy food. If you want to read more, put books everywhere. For bad habits, if you want to use your phone less, put the charger in another room. If you want to watch less TV, remove the batteries from the remote. Environment is an invisible hand. It guides you. Design it. Section 5. Advanced tactics. In the final part of the book, Clear offers several advanced strategies. 1. The Goldilocks rule. Motivation peaks when a task is at just right difficulty. Not too easy, not too hard. If it's too easy, you get bored. If it's too hard, you give up. But right in the middle, you enter a flow state. Clear says, make your habits slightly challenging, but achievable. 2. Beat boredom. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people isn't talent. It's the ability to keep going even when bored. Anyone can work when motivated. But the real question is, can you work when you're bored? Clear says, professionals do the boring work. Amateurs wait for inspiration. 3. Keep your identity flexible. If you attach too tightly to your identity, you resist change. For example, if you say, I'm a runner, and you get injured, you'll have an identity crisis. Instead, keep your identity flexible. I'm someone who values health. That way, methods can change, but identity remains. Section 6. Final thoughts. The essence of atomic habits is this. Big results don't come from dramatic actions. They come from small, consistent habits. A 1% improvement seems insignificant, but over time, it's transformative. What Clear reminds you is this. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So build systems. Focus on identity. Design your environment. Entrust in small wins. Because in the end, your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your destiny. This was a summary of Atomic Habits by James Clear. If this episode was valuable to you, consider reading the full book, because Clear provides many more strategies, tools, and examples that we couldn't cover here. If something in this episode resonated with you, leave a comment. What habit are you trying to change? Thank you for joining MindSpark Psychology. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself. And remember, small habits make a big difference.